It's time for the Jim and Terry Show. The Jim and Terry Show minus the Jim, leaving only the Terry. So here I am, waxing eloquent, talking to myself, trying to imagine what my good friend Jim might have to say. My cup is all empty, Jim, so I can't raise it in salute to your good health, and I hope that you are mending. In the meantime, hold on. Hold on, a tune from Wigmore Allen Gibbons, and this month marks the end of 10 years of Wigmore Allen Gibbons. Not the end of the collaboration, just the end of 10 years. It's an anniversary edition. You can find it on terrywigmore.com, all the collection of music. And that one, Hold On, features our Welsh contingent, Kevin Gibbons, taking the lead vocals and lyric writing on that, with some guitar parts as well, and guitar in there as well from Keith. So there you go, Wigmore Allen Gibbons, 10 years holding on. Holding on to what? Holding on to visions. Visions. What visions do you hold on to? We're sort of wrapping up December and looking forward to 2023, and I'll use this podcast to look back and look forward. What are you holding on to? And let's take that into two kinds of things. Holding on desperately to something, clinging to something. Let's try that one. What are you clinging to? And I'll phrase it in that way, meaning that it could be clinging in desperately trying to reclaim something, desperately trying to maintain something. You're clinging on to family, clinging on to friends, clinging on to a job maybe. By your fingernails, or as my mother-in-law likes to say, like teeth on a chalkboard. Fingernails, hanging on, hoping for better things. Is that what clinging on means? We ride out a storm by clinging to the ship's sails, the ship's mast, clinging on to ropes and tethers, clinging on to mountainsides. Have you seen those images of mountain climbers who have the ropes and tied up? Sometimes they even camp out on the sides of mountains in little sleeping bags tied to the face of a mountain. Clinging on. Well, that takes me to Star Trek and Klingons. Klingons of a different sort. They're clinging on. Cling on the language. Cling on the culture. Cling on Star Trek. Cling on Jean-Luc Picard. Well, going back to clinging onto something. Does desperation give us a stronger grip? Or is it simply not desperation, but determination to hold on that gives us a stronger grip? To move through tumultuous times, through uncertainty, determination gives us a grip of steel. Maybe we are able to survive some uncertainty because we have clung with such determination to things that we value, I trust. So what are we clinging to? Let's look at things that maybe we're clinging to that we maybe should let go. It sort of reminds me of the scene in the Titanic where I forget the actress' name. They're at the end of the thing, and we have one character in the water clinging in the water to a bit of flotsam and jetsam. I think it was a chest or a cabinet of some sort. And the other on top, out of the water. Who's got the greater chance of survival? Should you bother clinging, or is it just, well, maybe history determines what was the right thing? Should Jack have let go? Couldn't he have climbed up on? Wasn't there not room for two? So sometimes maybe we cling to something when we don't need to. We should let it go. What are some things that maybe you can let go of in 2023? Maybe there are some things that are keeping us stuck and rooted, and clinging desperately maybe is not the best choice. What would you choose to let go? You could phrase that in a more positive way by looking at New Year's resolutions. What would you like to change? So instead of clinging to something, let go of something and embrace something. Maybe that's the sequence that holds the most optimism and the most power. There's power in forward thinking, not in looking backward, maybe. So maybe we need forward-looking visions. Visions for 2023. Letting go of something. What are we clinging to? Hold on. Hold on as in, wait a minute. As in, maybe we need to pause, press pause on that recording, and reflect. Maybe instead of clinging to something, we don't want to look at it that way. Maybe we just want to say, press pause. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, that kind of idea. What would you like to press pause on? Something happening that maybe is a little chaotic at this time. Maybe it's a little frenetic. I like to use that word frenetic. I've listened to some progressive rock ideas, and sometimes it's so energy infused with all kinds of instruments going at the same time. It almost reminds me of a cacophony, or perhaps a flock of geese. They're all honking at the same time, flying in. I know they're flying in the same direction, but they're honking in different directions. And it can be a cacophony. It can be chaos. Is there sometimes we need to press pause in order to hold on, stop, quiet down, reflect? Hold on has so many different connotations and meanings. We can spin it in almost any which way we like. And that's what I like about music. Music can take us into our own little place. Sure, the lyrics might suggest something, but in our own minds we carry some, should I say, like drawers in a chest of drawers that you open them and you may have forgotten the contents that are in the drawer and you rediscover it. Maybe pressing pause is like going to the old chest of drawers and opening a drawer that has not been opened for some time. It could be like that. There's all kinds of things that holding on could encapsulate. Maybe we are holding on to a memory. Maybe we're holding on to a tradition. Couldn't be a bad thing to keep a tradition, could it? Well, maybe if it keeps you stuck somewhere, could be not as good for you as letting go. What are some traditions that you want to keep, that you want to hold on to with determination? For me, the Advent calendar is still something. And I don't hold on to the mystery, whereas my good friend Jim would say, how cool is it that God came down as a baby in Bethlehem? Yeah, that's cool. And I celebrate the Advent season with a calendar that just marks off the 25 days of December up until Christmas. Christmas. Random date on a random calendar organized by a random emperor of the Roman type and signifying a designated date where everybody should remember. I'm not sure about any of that stuff. It all sounds rather random, and I'm not sure that I like to hold on to things that I cannot really fully embrace and think about and embrace intellectually or with some kind of logic these days. So here I am with my illogical advent calendar, which is marking 25 days of the 12th month of the year, of a calendar that was developed by the Romans for the sense of counting time, and a date that was described as a date to be set aside for celebration of the birth of Jesus. Well, yeah. Okay. So I am a victim of my tradition, my culture, or am I just holding on to a tradition? What are traditions that you would like to hold on to? I'm not saying I'll hold on to the Advent calendar all the time, but I got this cute little hand-woven thing, and I use it, and I put it out the 1st of December and move it around just to mark time. Maybe I'm holding on to the passage of time, or wanting to slow time down, so I mark each day so I can reflect on maybe what was accomplished, what was not accomplished. Holding on to traditions. Write a comment to the Jim and Terry Show. What are your traditions? What are you holding on to? Or, looking forward to 2023, what's your vision that you would like to throw forward and grab onto, taking you into a new 2023? Write it in. Jim and Terry Show signing off. Jim, looking forward to having you back in the saddle, my friend. Bye-bye for now.